Hey everybody, welcome to Spicey's Garden. Today we're going to talk about earwigs, aka pincher bugs. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button for me. And make sure you go on and hit that subscribe button. And be sure to click that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. So it's time to do a little bug maintenance. Bought these here eggplants because I'm having too hard of a time to get them to germinate for me. I think my seeds are bad. So my goal was to just keep hitting the Home Depot till they finally got eggplants in. So I got these two little beauties right here. And they're going to replace where squash is supposed to be. These were zucchinis. This is probably like the third or fourth one that's grown here. Because something kept eating my squash. My cucumbers over there too. Over and over and over. As fast as they would pop up out the ground, the next day they'd be gone. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So I snuck out here at 1 o'clock in the morning and pulled out my flashlight and found earwigs all over this little baby right here. Okay. So we're gonna try to do a little something to see if we can tone this down a little bit. Yeah, gotta figure something out because I'm scared to put the eggplants right here now. You know what I mean? I refuse to keep planting squash over and over and over again over here. It's just not gonna happen because I have some over here. This is a straight neck squash that I planted from seed directly into this bed. Just threw the seed in the bed, walked away. And this is a zucchini squash that I started as started from seed in the garage and then transplanted it out here. It was actually way bigger than this one because it was way older than this one, but as you can see, they're pretty much about the same size. So I say, for the record, if you live in my zone, which has changed from 10A to 9B for some reason, I say you don't need a head start with squash and zucchini. Just wait till it's time, slap the seed in the ground, and keep it pushing. But as you can see, the earwigs are getting to this too, and I had no idea what it was, but now I do. So let's try to figure something out. So the camera died on me before I could finish showing you what I did, so I had to take those still pictures with my phone because my phone doesn't have enough memory to take videos. This is the problem I thought was the area I thought was the trouble area, because this is where I visually saw the earwigs. I watched them every single night eating on this plant right here. So this is where I was thinking the trouble spot was. But I decided to put them everywhere in different areas. And look it, this thing is full of earwigs. Let me show you this spot. This is where I've been trying to grow cucumbers. And every time one emerges, a day or two later, it's completely devoured. Look how full this thing is. Look. That is disgusting. Look. Look. Now let's go on the other side where I'm actually trying to grow my cucumbers, because this is where I grew cucumbers last year. That's why these poles were here. And I had a whole new idea for the trellising because now I have these boxes. I had an awesome idea for kids to grow cucumbers in the same spot again. But they keep taking them down. Look at this. Look. That is disgusting. How can I grow anything with all that going on? I don't know, but I'm going to try. Even if I have to stock up on oil like I own a chicken frying factory. And stock up on soy sauce like I own a Chinese restaurant. I'm growing in this bed. I will put these in every single night. I am growing in this bed. The other one too. But anyway, on a better note. y'all know we got a huge yard and we're tenants, and winter was rough for me because we was doing all that indoor gardening. Then we had a nice little rain and all this was pretty and beautiful and green, so we started mowing it again on time, on a regular time frame and everything. And then we remembered, hey, you live in the desert of Inland Empire. And the rain stopped, and this is what you get. So, I'm working on a plan in my head right now. But in the meantime, I come outside today after we returned from a trip to Home Depot, and I find that he has moved my DIY bird bath into the garden itself. That is so awesome. So the plan is to grow flowers in here, and then I'm gonna put something here to raise this level up a little bit, probably just like shoe boxes or something, and then place bird seeds on top of that, so this will attract the birds to this area instead of to my tomatoes. All this stuff, this old crap that, oh my God, I gotta show you something I just noticed. I'll be back to that. Oh my God, that's why I don't pull my weeds. That is why I don't pull my weeds. But hold on, just over here in the midst of the winter trash. This is where I just throw stuff, trimming plants, stuff we pulled up, stuff like that. This is where I would throw it all winter long. Look at this volunteer. Trust me when I tell you I have not planted. I ain't thought, who would come over here and drop a seed, a sunflower seed, way over there in the midst of the trash? I didn't. I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. When I pulled the sunflowers from over here, see, this sunflower was so thick I couldn't even get down here to pull, to tear it, to cut it. So I had to cut it from way up here. See how thin it got thinner up here? It's 4 of them. And as I was pulling them, cutting them down when their time was up, I threw them over here. Got us a volunteer sunflower in the middle of nowhere. Look at her. Ain't she pretty? Ain't she pretty? And that's why I don't pull my weeds real fast. See all these holes in these weeds? Whatever is eating on this weed, and that ain't the good kind of weed plant, whatever's eating on these weeds right here is probably not eating on something else. Whatever's eating on this cabbage is not eating my tomatoes or my peppers. So always think about that when you're in a panic. Oh my God, what's eating? What do you care? We don't want this cabbage. So why would I care if something's eating it when that something is not eating the plants next to it? Leave it there. Let it be. And just imagine, I thought that was a weed, but because I don't rush to pull my weeds, that sunflower is going to be super healthy, because what's actually a weed next to it is being eaten by whatever is not eating that sunflower. Just thought I'd share that little tidbit with you. So that was, I believe, May 26th. Today is June the 2nd, 6 days later. Let me give you an update. So these cups, I haven't filled them up again in a couple of days. Yeah, the Earwigs are still, don't pay these no mind. This is a The Depot experiment. I just want to see how far down these things could go, because they lost it the day after I put them in. Anyway, you'll get to know me in time and see how my love-hate relationship with the Depot, okay? But anyway, yeah, I haven't been filling them up because they kind of started leaving this bed alone. They're still getting to the okra a little here and there, but they're very healthy. So I'm not going to stress about it. But what did end up happening is this squash that they were eating the shreds, she happy camper now. And I done already put the doggone eggplant next to it. So now I have to move this eggplant And this one finally decided to pop up, and it's healthy, and the earwigs haven't gotten to it. So I'm going to be moving this eggplant too. I replaced that okra, and they're just kind of eating on it a little bit here and there. This one is decimated, completely decimated. So I'm going to clean this bed up, move these plants around a little bit, and keep my fingers crossed. Now the other bed, on the other hand, I have a completely different plan for it. This other bed that the earwigs and something else seems to love so much, look how deep that hole is. Something's walking on this bed. Being from Southern California, my guess is cats, but who knows. Anyway, they will not leave this bed alone. They're not eating my beans for some reason. Well, I've got them a little bit, but they will not leave this bed alone. So I've decided I'm just going to give it to them. I'm just going to let them have it. You don't keep fighting them, and I'm definitely not going to poison them, because at the end of the day, earwigs eat aphids. What was my biggest issue last summer? Aphids. So why would I go out of my way to kill the bugs that eat aphids when I know the aphids are coming sometime next month? So instead of fighting the earwigs, I'm going to just let them enjoy it. So I planted more kale, dropped some more kale seeds for them since they love it so much. This is cabbage. I've dropped some more cabbage seeds. These are collard greens. They really love these. So I'm going to drop more collard seeds for them, more kale. This cabbage is doing surprisingly well for all the earwig damage it's going through. Remember, that got damaged because there was a grub up under that pot that I didn't know about, but it's still doing okay. And they're not touching this tomato plant at all. So they're not bothering that tomato. They're not bothering that tomato. And they, even though they're eating on the okra seems to be standing tall. It's fighting its own. So, hey, I'm just going to let them have this bed. I'm not going to fight them for it anymore. I'm going to stop trying to plant cucumbers here and just wait for the aphids to come. And once the aphids come, they'll find something else to do. They won't want these vegetables. This is their second option. They don't want these vegetables. They're waiting on the aphids. So once the aphids get here, they'll leave these vegetables alone. And instead of me chasing aphids, I can plant what I want in this bed. See how that works? You don't fight Mother Nature. You figure out how to live with her. Because if you don't, you just be chasing bugs all day, every day, and at the end of the day, you'll be sleeping in one of those all night, trying to keep your eyes out on the earwigs. It's really not worth it. And here are those squash and zucchini that the aphids were also pulverizing. Now that it's been stocked up, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying stocked. Now that it's being staked up vertically, I can get all these up off the ground, which is helping a lot. And as the new growth comes in, I just keep taking off these lower leaves. You just keep snapping them off, keep snapping them off, keep snapping them off. Also wanted to update you on the sunflower that grew in the middle of the trash. Look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she just gorgeous? And then I ended up having to stalk her because of the simple fact that she hadn't been watered and all that, because I didn't know she was over here. And once I staked her up, that's when I realized there's a whole nother one right here and a whole nother one right here. It's actually 3. 1, 2, 3 sunflowers. So I just put them together on the same stake with a nice little tomato clip and called it a day. Let's just take a little peek. Ha 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 ha. Put that back, put that back, put that back, put that back. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Spicey out.